Think the most common question I get is, what the F is up with that fuzzy helmet cover? I am paraphrasing, of course. Second most common question, I'm teasing. This video is to address that first question. I've been riding motorcycles for over 30 years. There's one thing most motorcyclists know, and if they don't, they're probably well on their way to finding out. Many times, automobile drivers are distracted, and quick cursory looks away from the infotainment center, their mobile phones, people in their car or the cars around them, will see if something is a threat needs to be reacted to. And if you're on a motorbike, you've been demoted to non-threatening. Don't even blip on the conscious reaction of the driver. Not even a blip. For all intents and purposes, you are now invisible. There are many reasons a person goes invisible. I tend to go invisible when my wife and I pull up somewhere on motorcycles. To put it in context, I'm just another guy on a motorcycle. I'm background, scenery, nothing special. I don't stand out to most people, no matter what you think riding a motorcycle does for you. It only does that in regards to other motorcyclists. My wife, on the other hand, now that's unusual. People want to talk to her about her experience riding. Heck, they want to talk to her, period. I call it her magic. Everybody just wants to talk to her. They'll tell her their life story without even being asked. The catch is, I can stand right next to my wife, and people don't see me. My favorite example of this, we were at a Honda shop, and a gentleman was talking to my wife about her bike. She politely excused herself and went to talk to the shop manager. The gentleman, startled, asked me where the heck I came from. You see, when my wife left, my cloak of invisibility left with her, and I had suddenly, and without warning, appeared out of nowhere to this poor gentleman, nearly giving him a heart attack. When I explained I had been standing next to my wife the entire time they were talking, he was shocked. He honestly didn't even know I was there. Just a few weeks later, we went out to eat food with a friend. We pulled up, parked the motorcycles, and started walking towards the restaurant when a few people stopped and started to ask my wife questions. How do you like riding? What kind of bike is that? What got you started? And then the bombshell. Do you always ride alone? I turned to my friend and said, "You can see me, right?" This is when we had an idea for a reality show. My wife and her invisible husband. On the road, the best way you can improve your invisibility cloak is to wear black or gray on a black or gray motorcycle and put your faith in something silly like loud exhaust, hoping that someone in a 2-ton ultra-sound-insulated urban assault vehicle who is watching TikTok would rather try and discern if you are there, disguised as more tarmac in their field of vision, than to carelessly roll over the top of you with their Cadillac Brontosaurus SUV before the video runs out. In 1989, a similar situation happened to me. It was the Jeep Grand Cherokee, not the Cadillac Brontosaurus, but you get the picture. I can tell you, as it's been tested, that even at 45 to 50 miles an hour, a 1989 Jeep Grand Cherokee does not, in fact, fit in my ass. It has also been tested that loud pipes, scientifically in Norway, don't do anything of impact safety-wise. Vehicles have sound insulation that is absolutely amazing these days, and annoying the crap out of our fellow motorists is attracting a ton of negative attention, even resulting in some motorcycle bans in certain areas like old Quebec City in Canada. I am one of those all the gear, all the time guys. ATGAT, you've heard it, right? More than that, I'm one of those you need to stand out on the road so oblivious, checked out, highly insulated from the world drivers will notice you instead of kill you type guys. We need to attract the attention of motorists' eyes. I have noticed that my beautiful tiny wife gets noticed a lot. As I'm average height, dad-bodied, middle-aged guy, I don't get noticed on the road. There are thousands and thousands of us. We blend in. How many times do you see specific cars parked by the road? When it's another minivan, sedan, or SUV of some neutral color. Not if you're a regular human. You notice a bright red Ferrari or the bright yellow Lambo, right? Everything else just kind of blends. I didn't want to blend. I didn't want to be invisible on the road. I had to do something. So in the Wayback Machine, I want to say 2015 or 2014, I saw the fuzzy helmet covers in the paddocks while watching the Isle of Man TT. I noticed them. I laughed. I thought it was hysterical. I smiled. And it occurred to me, I noticed them right off go. They stood out over everything else in the paddock. We quickly ordered 3 and waited for them to come across the pond. People do notice me now on the road. Everyone notices. Pedestrians, bicyclists, people mowing their lawn, whoever they happen to be, motorists, other riders. If I catch them looking at me, I wave at them. I wave at all motorcycles, but particularly I wave at people that watch me from the side of the road. They usually wave back. People smile, they love the helmet, they comment. At lights, they ask if they can take pictures. But most importantly, the checked-out motoring public is drawn out of their lulled autopilot coma because in their field of view is what can only be interpreted as a Muppet riding a motorbike. And that is something that needs to be paid attention to. It was that smiling bit, too. That really stood out to me. There's a big problem with motorcycling as an activity or hobby. You see, our numbers are dwindling. What we don't need is more people trying to out Harley-Davidson real biker each other in regards to the general public. That does not inspire new riders. It may look cool to your friends and other riders you put down miles with, but the general public is kind of over motorcyclists, especially the loud pipes motorcyclist, especially the no protective gear motorcyclist, especially the I want to look like a 1%er motorcyclist. And that means not enough people are joining motorcycling to replace the ones leaving it due to aging out, injury, or death. To be ambassadors for motorcycling, the image has to change. The change I decided to take was to be friendly, completely non-threatening to the public. The best way to help more people want to get on a motorcycle is not to put your best "don't F with me" face out there. It's to capture the attention and imagination of little children. For they will start looking for motorbikes, and then their parents notice they look for motorbikes, they start looking for motorbikes. And those children may grow up to want to ride a motorcycle because they've been staring at them out car windows for so long. As a child, I was excited by motorcycles. I loved to see them on television, driving around, everything. I just knew I was going to ride a motorcycle. Right now, the biggest assets to motorcycling in regards to new riders are women riders. They are joining in numbers far greater than men. I'm super grateful for women riders because they attract positive attention to motorcycles and may help us save our favorite way of transportation. I believe that is what motorcycling as an industry needs. More positive attention attracting more riders, more new and young riders. You might think I'm completely full of crap wearing a fuzzy helmet cover. And heck, I might be. I only have anecdotal evidence to support my claims that wearing the fuzzy helmet covers attracts positive attention and more attention and helps be seen and lowers close calls I have on the road. I think my experiment is worth seeing through in the hope that it attracts more future motorcyclists. What we've been doing so far hasn't done the trick, so I'm trying something different. So that's what the F I'm doing with the fuzzy helmet cover. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers.